Good morning, students. Today we are going to see Standard 8 History, Chapter number 13 Fulfillment of Struggle for Independence. India became independent, but the struggle for independence was not yet over. There were many princely states in India. These princely states had the right to either merge with India or remain independent. Therefore, the Congress' dream of undivided India remained incomplete. Due to independent princely states, India was going to be fragmented into many parts. The Portuguese and French powers had not withdrawn their control over some parts of India, but the country solved these problems very firmly. This chapter will deal with the information on it. This was a little information about our chapter, what we are going to see in this chapter. Let's start with it. Integration of princely states in India. There were more than 600 small and big princely states in India. Due to the influence of non-cooperation movement, there was beginning of political awakening among the princely states. Praja Mandals came to be formed in the princely states. Praja Mandal means people's organization that worked for the interest of the people in the princely states and for securing political rights for them. So, under this we can see that integration of princely states in India means small and big different princely states, more than 6,000 was in our country, and due to the influence of non-cooperation movement, there was beginning of political awakening among the princely states. So, under this, the Praja Mandals came to be formed in the princely states. Praja Mandal means the organization of the people, in which the princely state will be field securing or of political rights, which will be seen under the Praja Mandal. In 1927, such Praja Mandals came together and formed an All India States People's Conference. So, as under this, in 1927, All India States People Conference was arranged. Due to it, the movement of princely states got an impetus after the independence of India, and then Home Minister Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel very diplomatically found out the way of merging the princely states in India. So as before this we had seen that there were in our country more than 6,000 princely states were there. But as under our Home Minister decision, at that time Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, he was the Home Minister. So he thought and he decided to merge the princely states in India. So as he took the rulers of the princely states into confidence and prepared an instrument of accession acceptable to all. So as under by taking permission of the rulers of that princely states, he had taken the decision and he had given or taken the confidence of all the people that they will be secured in that particularly princely state after merging the princely states. That is only the name they had given, instrument of accession. Sardar Patel convinced the princely state rulers the benefit of merging into India. The rulers gave good response to this appeal. All the princely states merged into India, except the state of Junagadh, Hyderabad and Kashmir. Sardar Patel took a firm stand and solved the issues of merger of princely states. So as under the guidance of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the princely rulers, they had started taking the benefit of merging into India. So under his guidance, the rulers gave good response to him. And some of the part except of Junagadh, Hyderabad and Kashmir, they were not ready to merge with the princely states. So Sardar Vallabhbhai, he took a firm hold and he started resolving the problems for merging of India or merging of princely states in India. Merging of Junagadh. Junagadh was a princely state in Saurashtra. The people that wanted to be merged with India, but the Nawab of Junagadh was thinking of joining Pakistan. The people strongly opposed his decision and the Nawab left for Pakistan. Later, in February 1948, Junagadh got merged into India. So as according to this, Junagadh, which is in Saurashtra, as the ruler of the Junagadh, he wants to merge with India, the peoples of the Saurashtra people, or the Junagadh people, they wanted to join India. But the ruler of that Junagadh, the Nawab of that Junagadh, he thinks to join Pakistan. But as due to the opposition of the people who started opposing the Nawab to that decision, under that he decided to join India, and later in February 1948, Junagadh was got merged into India. Hyderabad Mukti Sangram. Hyderabad was the largest princely state in India. It included Telugu, Kannada and Marathi speaking regions. There was the autocratic rule to the Nizam over these provinces. There was absence of civil and political rights. To secure these rights, the people formed organizations such as Andhra Parishad in Telangana region, Maharashtra Parishad in Marathwada region, Karnataka Parishad in the Karnataka region. In 1938, Swami Ramanand Tirth formed the Hyderabad State Congress. The Nizam banned this organization. A struggle began for getting recognition to Hyderabad State Congress and democratic rights. Karnataka Parishad in the Karnataka region in 1938. Swami Ramanand Tirth formed the Hyderabad State Congress. The Nizam banned this organization. A struggle began for getting recognition to Hyderabad State Congress and democratic rights. The struggle was led by the militant fighters Swami Ramanand Tirth. He was assisted by Narayan Reddy and Siraj ul Hasan. Tirmiji, P.V. Narasimha Rao and Govind Bhai Shraf were the faithful followers of Swamiji. So as Hyderabad Mukti Sangram. Under this, as you can see, the Swami Ramanand Tirth picture they had given. Under this, the Hyderabad Mukti Sangram. Hyderabad was the largest princely state in our country. Here, the people, they were mostly speaking in Telugu, Kannada and Marathi. So as due to which the autocratic rules of Nizam was over this under these provinces, and there was the absence of civil political rights. Due to secure rights of the people from organizations such as Andhra Pradesh in Telangana region, Maharashtra Parishad in the Marathwada region and Karnataka Parishad in the Karnataka region. So this type of organization was formed under the Andhra Parishad, and in 1938 Swami Ramanand Tirth he found the Hyderabad State Congress, and under this the Nizam banned this organization, and then they had started struggle which was taking for the recognition of Hyderabad State Congress and democratic rights for the people, and this struggle was was led by the militant fighters of Swami Ramanand, means the fight which was started for the democratic right which was started by Ramanand Tirth, and he was assisted by two people, Narayan Reddy and Sirajul Hasan Tirmiji, P.V. Narasimha Rao and Govind Bhai Shraf. These were the people who had supported Swami Ramanand Tirth for having a democratic rights in Hyderabad. In July 1947, Hyderabad State Congress passed a resolution for merger of Hyderabad State into India. The Nizam, however, took an anti-India stand. He started making movements for merging of Hyderabad State with Pakistan. To reject the demand of people of Hyderabad to be merged with India, Qasim Rizvi, an associate of the Nizam, formed an organization known as Razakar. Qasim Rizvi and his associate not only oppressed the Hindus but also the Muslims who supported the democratic movement. Due to it, there was inflammation of public opinion. The government of India tried to negotiate patiently with the Nizam, but he refused to respond. At last, the Indian government started the police action against the Nizam on 13 December 1948. It was symbolically named as Operation Polo. Finally, the Nizam surrendered on 17 September 1948 and the state of Hyderabad was merged within India. The struggle of the people in the princely state became successful. There was significant contribution of Arya Samaj in this movement. So under this, in July 1947, the Hyderabad State Congress passed resolution of merger with Hyderabad into India, was taken. The Nizam, he was not accepting this rule and he had started anti-India stand. He took anti-India stand and he started making movements for merging of Hyderabad state with Pakistan. But to reject the demand of people of Hyderabad to be merged with India, Kazim Rizvi, an associate of the Nizam, he started an organization known as Razakar. Qasim Rizvi and his associates not only oppressed the Hindus but also the movements which was started in democratic also they had supported for the democratic movement, due to which there was a difficult situation for the public opinion and to decide whether to merge with Pakistan or to merge with India. The government of India, again, they had started negotiate patiently for the Nizam, but he refused to respond. As all the Indian peoples, they were trying to make a contact or to merge the Hyderabad into India, but the Nizam, he was not ready for it. Many people, they were trying to convince him. Again, at last, the Indian government, they decided to take a police action on Nizam, and on 13 December 1948, as for the under the Operation Polo, Nizam, he surrendered on 17 September 1948, and Hyderabad was merged with India. So in this way, the successful merging of Hyderabad into India had been done under our contribution of the Arya Samaj and other freedom fighters of our country. Contribution of Marathwada in the struggle of liberation of Hyderabad. In this struggle, Swami Ramanand Tirth, Govind Bhai Shroff, Anant Bhalerao, Ashatai Wagmare, etc. made a valuable contribution. Through the movement of Vande Mataram, students participated in the struggle for liberation of Hyderabad. Similarly, in the struggle, Ved Prakash, Shamlal, Govind Pansare, Behirji Shinde, Sridhar Vartak, Janardhan Mama, Shoaib ul Khan, etc. embraced martyrdom. Their sacrifice proved to be inspirational to the Indians. Thus, we can understand that the leaders and the people in Marathwada had a lion's share in the struggle for liberation of Hyderabad. So, as the contribution of Marathwada in the struggle for liberation of Hyderabad, under this Swami Ramanand Tirth, Govind Bhai Shroff, Anant Bhalerao, Ashatai Wagmare, they had given a valuable contribution for the struggle which was started by Swami Ramanand Tirth. And under this movement of Vande Mataram, students, many different students, they had participated in it for the struggle of liberation of Hyderabad, as like Ved Prakash, Shamlal, Govind Pansare, Bahirji Shinde, Sridhar Vartak, Janardhan Mama, Shoaib ul Khan, etc. were the students who had participated for the Hyderabad liberation. Again, many different peoples, they become martyrdom for our country. They sacrifice their life for our country to merge the different princely states into India. Also, they become inspirational to the Indians. As under this, we can understand the leaders and the people who had given Marathwada had a lion's share in the struggle for the liberation of Hyderabad. On 17 September is celebrated as Marathwada Mukti Din in Marathwada to commemorate the struggle for liberation. Of Hyderabad, Marathwada was not included in Free India on 15 August 1947. After the inspiring struggle of the people, this region was included in independent India in 1948. As on 17 September is celebrated as a Marathwada Mukti Din, because previously on when we got the freedom on 15 August 1947, at that time the Marathwada they had not included under the Free India, due to which they came after the year which they had given 1948. It included in our country as an independent one after 1 year, that is in 1948. Problem of Kashmir. Hari Singh, the ruler of the state of Kashmir, had decided to remain independent. Pakistan had intended to secure the merger of Kashmir with Pakistan, as at that time Hari Singh was the ruler at Kashmir, and he was decided that I will not merge with India and I will not merge with the Pakistan. I want to remain independent. This was the decision which was taken by the Hari Singh, which was the ruler of Kashmir. But Pakistan, they had started putting pressure on Hari Singh to join Pakistan. At the instigation of Pakistan, armed intruders attacked Kashmir in October 1947. As from Pakistan, many different people, the armed intruders, they had started attacking on Kashmir, so that Hari Singh will accept the demand and they will start joining towards the Pakistan, or they will get merged into the Pakistan. So as at that time, Hari Singh signed the instrument of accession with India. In this manner, after merging into India, army was sent for the defense of Kashmir. The army won back a major portion of Kashmir from the possession of the intruders, but some part of it remained in the possession of Pakistan. So as under this, as according to this, when the Hari Singh, he got the information that Pakistan is going to attack, so under this Hari Singh, he assigned the instrument of accession with the India, and in this manner, after merging into India, the Indian army was sent on to defend the Kashmir, and due to which the major portion was got by the Indian people, and a little bit portion of the Kashmir, which is nowadays it is in Pakistan. Merger of French colonies. Even after the independence of India, the regions of Chandranagar, Pondicherry, Karikal, Mahe and Yanam were in the possession of the French. The Indian natives there were eager to get merged with India. The Indian government demanded that these territories, being a part of India, should be handed over to it. So as merger of French colonies, at that time, some of the parts like Chandranagar, Puducherry, Karikal, Mahe and Yanam, these were the places where French rulers were ruling. But at that time, the Indian people, the Indian government, they had demanded to the territories to handed to be demanded towards the French rulers or French colonies they had demanded to hand over the part of India to Indian government. In 1949, France held a plebiscite in Chandranagar. The people voted for India. Chandranagar was handed over to India. Thereafter, France handed over the rest of the territories to the government of India. So under this, in 1949, France, they had held a plebiscite in Chandranagar, due to which the people started voting for India. And under this, the Chandranagar was handed over to Indian government. Thereafter, France handed over the rest of the other territories to government or to India, or to the government of India. Struggle for liberation of Goa. Portugal denied to hand over the territories under its possession of India. Indians had to struggle for securing these territories. In the struggle, Dr. T.B. Cunha was in the forefront. He worked to bring about an awakening of the people against the Portuguese government. With the objective of building struggle against the Portuguese, he established the Goa Congress Committee. Later in 1945, Dr. Cunha founded the organization Goa Youth League in Mumbai. So as under this, the struggle for liberation of Goa started after merging of the French colonies, after the Marathwada liberation, and after the solving of the problem of Kashmir, and the Hyderabad Mukti Sangram, and merging of the Junagadh. After that, we have moved towards the struggle of liberation of Goa. Under this, the Portugal they had denied to hand over the territories under the possession of India. For this, Indians had to struggle for the securing these territories. In this struggle, Dr. T.B. Cunha, he had taken a lead, and he was forefront for this movement. He worked to bring about an awakening in the people's mind against the Portuguese government. With this objective, the building against the struggle of Portuguese, which has been started, he established the Goa Congress Committee later in 1945. And also Dr. Cunha founded the organization name as Goa Youth League, which is in Mumbai. In 1946, he went to Goa and violated the ban of public speech. For this, he was sentenced to 8 years of imprisonment. In 1946, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia started a satyagraha for liberation of Goa. Violating the ban, he delivered a public speech at Madgaon in Goa. For this, the Portuguese government deported him. So under this, as he had given an open speech, a public speech was given by the Dr. Cunha, due to which he was sentenced to 8 years of imprisonment and after in 1946, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, he had started a satyagraha for liberation of Goa, and he was also banned and delivered a public speech in Madgaon, which is in Goa, due to which the Portuguese government they had deported him from the Goa. During the same period, the Azad Gomantak Dal was founded to liberate Portuguese colonies of Dadar and Nagar Haveli in Gujarat. On 2nd August 1954, youths of Azad Gomantak Dal, by making an armed attack, liberated the territories of Dadar and Nagar Haveli from Portuguese rule. Vishwanath Lavande, Rajabhau Wakankar, Sudhir Phadke, Nana Sahib Kajrikar and others took part in the attack. In 1954, Goa Mukti Samiti was formed. The Samiti sent many batches of satyagrahis from Maharashtra to Goa. N.G. Gore, Senapati Bapat, Peter Alvarez, Mahadev Shastri Joshi and his wives Sudhatai and many others participated in the satyagraha. So under this, during the same period, the Azad Gomantak Dal was found to liberate the Portuguese colonies of Dadar and Nagar Haveli, which is in Gujarat. And by this, on 2nd August 1954, the Azad Gomantak Dal, by making an armed attack, liberated the territories of Dadar and Nagar Haveli, and due to which the Portuguese rule was ended there, and which was led by the Vishwanath Lavande and Rajabhau Wakankar, Sudhir Phadke, Nana Sahib Kajrikar and other rulers which had taken a part to attack on this regions. In 1954, Goa Mukti Samiti was formed, and under this the Samiti was sent many batches of satyagrahis to Maharashtra, from Maharashtra to Goa, like N.G. Gore, Senapati Bapat, Peter Alvarez and other members. Not only men's but women's also participated in this region. Mohan Ranade was an aggressive leader in this struggle for liberation of Goa. The Portuguese rulers committed unlimited terror and atrocities on the satyagrahis. Due to this, the public opinion became more infuriated. So as the struggle which was started from the Maharashtra to take under the Goa into India, and under this many satyagrahis they were sent to Goa from Maharashtra. As many strugglers, you can see the leaders' name they had given. And due to this, the public opinion means, as they had decided to merge with the other one or to remain with the Portuguese only, they had started thinking on it that whether to join with India or to remain with the Portuguese only. The struggle for liberation of Goa took up a fierce form. The Indian government was patiently holding negotiations with the Portuguese government, but they did not respond. At the end, the Indian government unwillingly took the decision of using military force. So as the struggle which was started for the liberation of Goa, it had been taken a fierce form, and the Indian government was patiently holding negotiations with that they will that Portuguese by themselves they will end their government and they will hand over the that Goa part into the Indian people. And at last, the Indian government unwillingly they had took the decision to send the military force to Goa. So as in December 1961, the Indian army entered Goa. In a short period of time, the Portuguese army surrendered. On 19 December 1961, Goa was liberated from Portuguese dominion. Imperialism was completed, rooted out from the Indian soil. Indians' freedom struggle was truly fulfilled. So at last, within a short period, the Portuguese they had surrendered to the Indian government, and on 19 December 1961, Goa was liberated from Portuguese dominion and it became joined towards the Indian government. And from all the parts of the country, we became free from the rule of other rulers. And the Indians, they got the freedom struggle as a true one. As in this way, we had completed this chapter, but I think so some words which will be difficult to understand you, that is what is mean by princely states. So the states of India that were ruled by the indigenous Indian princes before the Indian Independence Act of 1947, that is only known as princely states. As we, in this content about different points we have discussed. Read the text once again and complete the given exercise. That's all for today. Thank you.